Hey guys, welcome to College Cooking 101. Today we're going to be teaching you how to cook steak. This is it. This is all we're teaching you how to make. Steak is a really easy dish to make. It suits every single budgetary option. How are we going to start? Well, let's see. What do we need for ingredients? You're going to need one of these bad boys. See, it's a normal steak, but it could be any price range. Like from our local supermarket, they supply choice, prime, and Wagyu, which is really nice because some days when you feel really fancy, you can do something like Wagyu. You also need a stick of butter around. I wouldn't say a stick for two, I'd say like half a stick. Rosemary and thyme, just your aromatics. And then you'll need garlic because which college kid doesn't love garlic? I highly recommend getting also one of these bad boys, a cast iron pan. We got this guy off Amazon for maybe 10 bucks. And for 10 bucks, a cast iron pan is a really good utility to have around the house because it works on induction. It works on literally every single kind of stovetop. So I highly recommend that as a purchase. So let's go ahead and crack into our garlics really quick before we get to the steak, because we want to kind of break apart the cloves, kind of get these guys off. So we'll do that. See? Relatively simple. I'm gonna go ahead and peel myself 3 cloves because I feel really garlicky today. Do you feel garlicky, Artyom?
Yes, sir.
You feel really garlicky. To peel garlic, if you get pre-peeled garlic from the grocery store, that's also perfectly fine. I feel like it's less of a mess if you're a messy person. But if you're down to peel, there's a really easy way to peel it. All you have to do is grab your clove, grab a knife, squish, and off comes the skin, just like that. See, easy. Don't try that Ziploc, or even better, the box method, because I feel like a lot of people kind of, just listen to what they have on the internet for granted, and they use the box method, and they come out with just normal cloves of garlic, unfortunately. Okay. Once the garlic is peeled, we can go ahead and move on to step 2, which is going to be salting our steak. Very simple. Over here you can see, courtesy of JJ here in the studio, we have an electric salt shaker and an electric pepper shaker. Which, God help me, I need for myself. There we go. We should get sponsored by them.
Yeah, honestly.
All right, now we're just gonna leave our steak for a bit to kind of marinate a little. Amazingly, we've already moved on to the point where we can cook our steak. That took literally 2 to 3 minutes of prep. And now we can finally cook our steak. So we're gonna go ahead and put this guy on the induction cooktop. We're gonna probably sear this steak really hot, so I'm gonna put it up there around maybe 350 to 390. I'd put a medium high if I was on like a stove. All right, so as you can see, our pan is now hot. So we're gonna go ahead and put in some oil. Just a tiny bit, right? And the easiest part about making steaks is that in a cast iron, it's as simple as release. So as soon as our bottom crust is done, it's all, browned and beautiful, it'll automatically release from the cast iron, which is how we know exactly when our crust is done, formed, and beautiful. In a cast iron, it can't be easier. So you can also, if you really are impatient and want your steak as soon as possible, you can also judge how done it is by also looking at the side, because the side is a window into exactly how much our steak has been cooking. Right now, I think the gray kind of extends up the side maybe a quarter through the steak, which is how I know that this steak is probably going to release if I let it go. I could have crusted it a little bit better here, but it's okay because we're going to brown it again anyway. We're gonna let this side brown, and then we're gonna start butter basting, which is going to be basically our substitute for something that we would probably do in the oven normally. Okay, so I've taken some time and some liberty to go ahead and sear the steak first and go ahead and make sure that its crust is sort of like in a way that I want it. You can have more or less crust on your steak personally, but now we've kind of gotten to the point where we're done searing it, right? And we need to start putting some aromatics and spices in there to give it some extra flavor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take some butter, maybe just a bit, some rosemary, some thyme. All right. And now that our heat is lower, it hopefully will not explode. Yeah, it hopefully will not explode when I put it in. And now what I need, I'm gonna grab a spoon. Is just wait for this butter to kind of melt with the garlic, the rosemary, and the thyme inside. All smell beautiful right now. I ask any of the we're gonna eat this after, and it's gonna be delicious. So wait for the butter to melt, almost all the way through, and kind of, you know, fry your aromatics in it. Once your aromatics are sort of fried and it's ready, then we can start butter basting. I'm gonna up the heat a little. Look at that, and the steak juices are also coming out. No, this is a pretty thin steak, and the truth is I like my stuff kind of more on the rare to, you know, medium rare range. So it's kind of surprising to be cooking one of these steaks, and I'm pretty sure this is probably gonna be more on the medium and well done side. But what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna butter baste. So we're just literally gonna pour our melted butter all over our steak with the aromatics on top. We're just gonna do this for a little bit. This is gonna help lock in that flavor that we really, really want. And it's gonna make the meat so tender and moist, it's delicious. It's beautiful. Once you think you're done on side A, you can go ahead and grab it, put it on side B. Grab aromatics. Round 2. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep butter basting on this side now. All right, and we're just gonna let this guy rest. So. I'm just gonna let that rest for a tiny bit. Serve this with rice, serve this with anything, and I guarantee you're gonna have a great meal. But what if, let's say, you want a better steak? Well, here we bought a Wagyu steak, actually, a strip loin straight from the market. As you can see, it's beautifully marbled, right? You got the little chunks of fat all inside that meat. That's exactly what you want. That's what you don't really get with a choice or a prime, really, sometimes, because, you know, those meats don't really come from, like, marbled cows, right? You kind of get them from just normal farm cows. So we're gonna really mix it up here, and we're gonna go ahead and try to make one of these bad boys. with the exact same techniques, right? So what we're gonna do is, I'm actually just gonna reuse my garlic. Because I didn't get to fry it all the way the first time, which is good. It's fine because that steak is plenty garlicky enough. But we're gonna go ahead and salt this steak as well. Got some pepper. Exact same idea, kind of just rub it into the steak. Kind of just get everything nice in there. All right, we're just gonna let that sit there and kind of come up to room temp. All right, so we actually didn't end up getting to clean it, but we did end up getting to clean the pan, and I chopped up the garlic a little bit so it would fry a little more neater on the second go, because we want this steak to be, you know, beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing at around medium-high heat. Also, a dash of oil. Yeah. So for the most part, if you want more aromatics, I highly recommend, I hear people like coffee on their steaks. Like ground coffee on their steaks is a really good way to go. I hear it gives it like a really good kind of bitter-ish, but also really like savory kind of taste. I hear paprika is beautiful. A lot of just spices that create, heat, for example, would be really good on a steak. There's a lot of things that'd be great on a steak. Experiment. Once again, just look at that beautiful marbling. It's just so in there. It's beautiful. It's gonna be delicious. Artie already knows that.
What do you have to say to the comment section?
I love you guys. And also, I think I used to be like you until I decided to stand on the other side of the camera.
How does that work?
I don't know.
It's a transition.
Yeah. It took a while, but I got there, I guess. Anyway. Oh, is everything even getting hot? A little.
Keep going.
Do you have it on too low or?
I have it on 460. There you go. So now we have our steak. It's seared, it's beautiful. All we need left is the butter. So we're gonna go ahead and throw our butter in there. Throw some thyme. Throw some rosemary. In the words of one famous food tuber, let these guys get to know each other. Did you know Binging with Babish actually came to our school?
Really?
Or not came to our school, but like he did a Zoom thing with like a bunch of.
Yeah, I was actually there.
Yeah.
You don't really get to speak to him.
No.
Maybe he'll speak to us after this tape.
Yeah. If you're in the comment section, by the way, Binging with Babish, please hit me up.
Why are
we
you
can
here?
Yeah. First off, why are you here? Because you're not in college, unless you know there's something you're not telling us. But also, we love you. I stay up late at night thinking about you and watching your videos.
Admiring your food.
Yeah. The only thing I can do. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and now that I think our steak is basically done, we can go ahead and our crust is done. We can go ahead and start butter basting. So we can go ahead and start just going ham with the butter. Look at that crust. And do you smell the garlic butter? Do you? Oh wait, you can't. Because you're on the internet.
In the future.
Yeah, in the future maybe. Maybe sometime us students are going to create a way to make smell-o-vision But meanwhile, you're stuck just watching. Yeah, unfortunately JJ can't get the angle on that because I have to tilt the pan to get butter basting done. Oops. Anyway. As you can see, two extremely different price points. Not extremely different, maybe like 5 to 10 minute difference. Sorry. So maybe like a $5 to $10 difference in between these two steaks, but I guarantee you, both are gonna taste fantastic. My preferred method of eating these is definitely doing it over rice, but you know, to each their own. See, it's a very thin steak, so these guys cook really fast. And see, that is more of a well done-ish right there. But this is perfect for those people who really like well done. It's okay though. I've learned how to do it because my my parents both like well done. So overall, I would say this isn't horrible, but this wouldn't be something that I would eat. This is our Wagyu, and it's probably going to be a lot more red on the inside because the truth is I like red meat. So we've waited and rested our Wagyu, so we're going to go ahead and cut into it right here. Go ahead and slowly slide into it. Look at that. Just look at how beautiful that is right there. Now, my friends, it's how you can make a steak at home. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments down below if you have any. God damn, I'm good at this.